This
Uh,
conference will now be recorded.
so, can anyone explain me this SDLC? Since most of us are in the same industry, so that's why I'm asking this question. Can anyone explain me about this SDLC? So, Bhushan, Harpreet, or Sai Kumar,
Yeah,
Vasant.
so
Yeah.
SDLC life cycle, it is a process of, while when we start our testing, when we start gathering the information from the customer, what are the requirement, as per the requirement, we start gathering information. Then after that, we analyze that information as per the it is possible or not to execute or the test which environment is okay to do all these things. Then we design it. Once it is designed, it will go to the development team to develop all these things. They will develop it and send it for the testing to the testing team. Once it is done, then we send a closure for the project.
Okay. Nice, nice. How about others? Could anyone throw some light on this? So, Bhushan has done. So, anyone else like Harpreet, Nilesh, Mukit, Madhu, Swapna? Can anyone explain what is the software development lifecycle in your own terms?
So first we need to do for that requirement gathering. So like what are the things we need to do, those details and all.
Mm-hmm.
So then like they will going to prepare for the BRD, business requirement document. So then like
Mm-hmm.
analysis part, they will go into checking like what is the feasible and non-feasible, those details and all. So then
Mm-hmm.
like designing. So there like load test, load designing and high level designing, it will going to happen. So then like
Mm-hmm.
development. So that like
Mm-hmm.
so it will come under that like coding and all the things, it will come under the development. Once
Mm-hmm.
development is happened, then it will go for the
Mm-hmm.
testing. In there like first they will want to do for the manual testing, then automation testing, then performance testing, security testing.
Mm-hmm.
So once everything is done, like a defect, everything bugs, everything it is fixed, so then it will go for the deployment. So once
Oh,
it's done, then it will go for the maintenance.
okay. That's nice, Madhu. So, okay. So that's most of like Bhushan and Madhu, whatever you said about software development life cycle is absolutely right. So, where does the role of automation really begin with? So, there are two ways to look at implementing automation in a company or in an organization. One, they start implementing that start implementing the automation testing process right after the manual round of testing is completed. Like after the testing is completed only, then only we design the framework, then only we design the work on the design part, then only we see how do you build a test cases, then only we see the feasibility part and we work after the manual team certifies the code. So that is one way that most of the companies work. There are some companies, how they behave smartly is right when the design phase is happening only, then they start involving the automation team into it. Why? Because if they involve automation team right from the design phase, they will also be a part of the grooming session. They will also try to understand the application better in whatever way they can. Yeah. So during the development time, application development time, they can also design their own framework. They can also come up with their own thought process of building the framework and stuff. So once by the time the testing is one round of manual testing is completed, he will also have some sufficient information regarding the test cases that the manual team is giving. And by that time, he'll be ready with the framework design and the approach towards this application. So by that time, while the everything is ready, once the testing team certifies that it is good to go for automation testing, so that time onwards you can start writing the test cases. Clear? Is this clear, everyone?
Yes.
Yes.
So what is this life cycle called as? What does this diagram represent? Can anyone say? What does this
SDLC.
diagram represent, guys?
These are
SDLC.
the phases, stages of the SDLC.
Software testing life cycle, I think.
Okay, nice. So what does this testing life cycle do?
Same, I think, what we will do for the development life cycle. In the same
Mm-hmm.
way, like first we will gather all the requirement as per the client, and then we'll do the planning. Means in
Mm-hmm.
planning we will analyze all the challenges and risk
Mm-hmm.
related to the project. Then the test case development will be happen.
Okay. Go ahead. Go
What
ahead. It's okay.
we will do the coding as per the test cases, and then I'm not environment
It's
setup.
okay. It's okay. It's okay to make a mistake. All we want is know your views. No one is here gonna judge you. Okay.
Environment setup. Um, Maybe what type of environment is required
Mm-hmm.
to, and after that execution of test cases, then the closure.
Yeah. Yeah. Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
That's it.
Okay. No worries. How about others? How about others, guys?
So this is the different phase of testing life cycles from where we need to start the testing and from where we are going to close the our testing.
Okay.
Like require once we get the requirement from the business, so development
Hmm.
team start like analyze the requirement from their own point of view, and the testing team or like senior from the testing
Hmm.
team analyze the things what we need to cover in testing and what kind of document, what are the functionality we are going to implement, and on the that basis, once
Hmm.
they will get a proper requirement on the requirement, then they will that point will be entry criteria for the test planning. And in test planning, like we are going to create kind of documents, what are the things will be covered as per the functionality, and what will be the coverage of automation on particular functionality, and what the things are going to do manually, manual testing. And on that basis we are going to implement the test cases, whether it's automation or whether it's an manual, and we can execute the same. Like for executions, we are going to prepare some environment, like
Mm-hmm.
the script can be prepared and which kind of tools. And for manual testing, what are the things is requirement for execution of manual testings. And then on test
Hmm.
execution we will execute the things, whether it's manually or automation execution. And at the end, if everything goes well, then there will be a test closure once everything will be done from the point of testing.
Okay. That's great. So this is diagram represents software testing life cycle. What do you mean by software testing life cycle? These are the different, what are the different phases that a software undergoes during the testing process? As you have heard from our friends at requirement analysis, we try to understand the requirements, what has been given by the customers. So when it comes to test planning, we plan like how many number of resources that we need to do, what are the, and how do we have a bug triage call? When do we have a bug triage call? How do we ensure that we have less number of bugs from end users or customers? If any bug occurs in the production or live environment, what are the mitigation plan that we need to do? That will be done by the test QA directors and QA managers. Test case development is based on the functionalities that you receive. We need to develop the test cases. Environment setup means you will be giving a separate environment for the QA users, because you cannot use the same environment that the development team is using for testing. For the testing team, there should be a separate application and separate environment. So once the environment is set up, is done, then they go for test execution. So once the test cases are developed and environment is ready to go, then we start executing the test cases in that particular environment. So test cycle closure means based on the results that we have gotten during the test execution, we can say how many test cases pass, fail, skip, what are the observations, what are the blockers that you have faced, what are the challenges you have faced, and overall we will certify whether this application is ready to go for next round of releases or not. Clear? Is this clear, guys?
Yes, right.
Hmm.
Yes.
Okay, so let me open my notepad. So Selenium is the one of the first open source automation tools that is built. It is built in the year 2004 by Jason Higgins, a developer in ThoughtWorks. Okay, so this person has invented this Selenium tool. So what was the main reason he has invented this tool called as Selenium? Because back in 2004, UFT was the tool that is leading the show in the market, leading the show in terms of automation. So since UFT was a paid tool and no one could afford the have this tool as part of automation testing, thereby this person called as Jason Higgins has introduced this tool called as Selenium. Okay, is this point clear? Or you feel like why this guy is going through the history of Selenium? Yes, definitely we need to know the background story of why a tool is built and who built it, so that you will also understand why Selenium is built, what are the different tools that are present in Selenium. You will also understand what is the journey. Because simply people say Selenium WebDriver is the tool that we use, but you should also know why we are using Selenium WebDriver. Got it? Got it, everyone? Harpreet, Bhushan,
Yes.
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 which is the paid tool, where most of the individuals or small size companies could not afford. So this was the case study for Mr. Jason Wiggins, and very lazy to test his application manually by himself. So that is the main reason he invented this tool called as Selenium. And if you want to know the funny thing about this Selenium, UFT was invented by Mercurial Systems, now acquired by HP. In the olden days, any mercurial related diseases would be cured with a selenium related medicine. So that is the reason why that person has coined the name as selenium. So selenium works as an antidote to any mercurial related diseases. That was the saying in the olden days. That is why the name selenium has come out. Clear? Is this clear, guys?
Yes.
Yes. Yes. One more clarification. I mean, I'm not sure about it. UEFT was invented by Microelectronics, that is again acquired by HP. I think now it's Micro Focus. Now
Now it's
its name. I mean,
Microfocus.
yes, I think now
UFT
it's
is the
Micro
old
Focus.
name. Actually, UFT is the old name. Now, I mean, sorry, UFT is the new name, but actually it is called as QTP in those days.
Correct. Two typical exactly.
So right now, I don't know the recent acquisition. I guess it has happened 1 or 2
Yeah,
years back, but
Micro Focus.
one
Yes, yes. It's Micro
acquired by
Focus.
Microphone.
See, yeah,
Okay,
yeah. I
so
work
sorry.
on the LoadRunner. So no. Yeah, HP also got acquired. After that, from HP to Micro Focus acquired.
Okay,
So because I work on LoadRunner, so that means HP, the QTP and HP both are comes under HP product. So now
okay,
it comes under
maybe micro
micro focus.
Microfocus. Yeah, this is a recent
Yes.
acquisition. I don't know, but thanks for the fact. Even
Yeah,
I didn't
past
know
the
it.
years. 2019 or 18 onwards, I think this comes
Yeah,
to
yeah.
micro focus.
So thanks for the help, bro. And so that's the thing. So the first tool that has been invented by this person is called as Selenium IDE. Selenium IDE stands for Selenium Integrated Development environment. Okay, clear? Is this clear? What do you mean by Selenium IDE? This is the first tool that is invented.
Yep.
Yeah.
So this is the record and playback tool. Since most of the crowd here is in performance testing, I hope you heard this tool a lot. Record and playback. The people here using LoadRunner, Jmeter. Yeah, yes or no?
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Does not require any coding knowledge. Does not require any coding knowledge. Basics of HTML is a plus. It was developed to work in Firefox browser only from 2018 onwards. Start it. This ID was enabled in Chrome browser also. Clear?
Yes.
Is this clear? It is not a plugin but an extension to the browser. So I'll show you what is a Selenium IDE. So I search for Selenium IDE here for Chrome. So you click on this first link. So I will remove from Chrome. Already this extension is added in my system. I'll remove from Chrome. Then again you click on add to Chrome, add an extension. So it is saying like Selenium is ID has been added to Chrome. So just click on that. So it will display a pop-up like this, welcome to Selenium IDE and all. So since I'm working on the Selenium IDE for the first time, I would like to click on record a new test in a new project. So what is the project name? Demo recording. I can give any name like this. And I click on OK. So what is the website URL for which you want to record? So I want to record the actions for this Amazon site. I click on start recording. Then I search for a product called as basketball for kids, basketball shorts. Then I select a brand called as Puma. Then I select my brand as M. Then I can select the customer reviews of 4 and above. Okay. Then I want to select the color as black. Clear?
Yeah. Clear.
So now what I will do, I will select one product here. The moment I select a product here, what will happen ideally when you work on the Amazon site manually, when you select a product, the product will be open in another tab, right? Yes or no? So this is coming as page is unresponsive. That means what? The page is not responding properly. So we click on exit page. So I'll stop my recording here. So what is the name of the test case? I can say like first test case and I click on OK. So when I say the new tab, So if you select like this, the product will be opened in a new tab, right? In general, yes or no? When you purchase an order from Amazon in your system, when you select any particular order, it will open in a new tab, right? Yes or no?
Yes.
Hmm. So the tab switching is not possible at all. So the other disadvantage with the disadvantage with Selenium IDE is cannot handle multiple tabs and windows. Got it? Cannot handle multiple tabs and windows simultaneously. So recording can be done for the applications that work on single tab or single screen. Got it? Is this clear, guys? What is the disadvantage of Selenium IDE? Now I've recorded the actions here. Once I've recorded the actions here, I can click on play button to play back the same test case. Okay. So the code gets failed here. Okay. So the code gets failed here. Why? Because we have not recorded the script properly. Maybe. I feel like the code can fail here. So it has waited for 30 seconds for this element to be loaded. So first of all, what is happening? Okay. Let me take a new script. Let me take a new recording. So I click on record. So I record it. So I select basketball. So I select the customer review of 4 star and above. So I select Nivea. So I say a discount of 10% off or more. So I can click on all discounts. So I can sort by newest arrivals. So I will record till here. I'll stop my recording till here. Now I'll play back the same scenario. So you saw the problem, right? The page navigation is another problem that we need to deal with it, guys. because when we scroll up and scroll down continuously during the recording, it is also a problem for the application. Clear? Is this clear? Is this clear, guys? Any doubts?
Yes.
So this is how record and playback will happen. So sometimes if there is too much of scrolling up and down, so then sometimes the recording will fail here. That is also a problem. When there is too much application movement, recording will be a difficult thing. Okay. So you can also reduce the speed of the execution and see. So is this clear, guys? Any doubts? How the recording is done, how the playback is happening?
No, all okay.
So, like if you want to check whether the page is successfully loaded or not, like if you want to see whether this element is present or whether this mouse over button is present or not. So we cannot do such validations. You cannot modify the script as per the end user needs. You cannot perform conditional and looping operations. It's a mere record and playback tool. Got it? It's a mere record and playback tool. Apart from that, doesn't serve the purpose at all. And this tool is also not at all used in any companies. This tool is just used for interview sake. In order to just check your Selenium skills, they'll ask this in the interview. Apart from that, they'll not use this tool anywhere. Got it? So, Selenium, it is a good tool for showing the prototypes of the products. What do you mean by prototypes of the projects? Can anyone tell me what do you mean by good tool for showing the prototype of softwares or products? Can anyone tell me what is do you mean prototypes? Like you have built a software and you want to show a demo to the customer. When you want to show a demo to the customer, you want to show the design, like you want to show the demo of the software, not the complete software, right? You do not want to show the complete software. You want to show just a part of it. So when you want to show a part of it, if you record the same actions, you play back at the same time, it will be very interactive and easy for the customer to understand the flow. Clear? Is this clear, guys?
Yes.
Yes.
So this is the first tool we have discussed about, that is Selenium IDE. Very easy to install and use. has built-in reports and built-in help and test results reporting module. What do you mean by reporting module? You're able to see the reports here, right? Logs and reports. Yeah, it has an inbuilt logging mechanism. Can export the test cases to the reusable formats. This first point is not a valid one. You can remove this. Designed only to create prototype of tests. Cannot support iteration and conditions operation. Test execution is slow compared to that of Selenium RC and WebDriver. Clear? Is this clear, guys? Is this clear, guys?
Yes, yes.
Harpreet, Sai Kumar, Vasant, Swapna.
Yes, yes.
Done.
Clear, sir.
So, considering all these defects, like you cannot modify the script as per the end user needs, you cannot perform conditional looping operations, cannot handle multiple tabs or windows. Considering all this, so they have invented one more tool called as Selenium RC. It was invented in the year it is invented in the year 2006 by a Japanese developer. Okay, Selenium RC. So it is one of the two. So we can do scripting. We can do scripting in JS. JS stands for JavaScript. Okay, we can prepare our own scripts or logic in order to test the application. Clear? So if you can see, hope all of you can see this diagram, right? So whatever the program you have written, the Selenium remote control server acts as a mediator between your browser and the code. Selenium RC acts as a mediator between the code and the browser. Okay, so whatever the code that you have prepared will be sent to Selenium remote control server, and from the remote control server it will be executed onto the browser with the help of Selenium code. Selenium RC executes the code onto the browser with the help of uh, Selenium core. Got it? What does the Selenium core do? Selenium core, yeah, someone has any doubt?
Yeah, same thing. I was checking Selenium core means what exactly.
Yeah. Selenium core means it injects the scripts into the browser, like Selenium core. Wait, I'll rephrase the statement. Selenium core means it's a set of JavaScript commands that are executed onto the browser. Clear? Is this clear, everyone? What do you mean by Selenium core?
So here we need to write the code in Selenium RC as well as in Selenium core.
No, 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 no. Whatever the scripting we did here, the scripting will be sent to Selenium RC. Let me show the architecture. Whatever the coding, whatever the coding we have done, this coding will be sent to Selenium RC. Once the code is sent to Selenium RC, the Selenium RC will execute onto the browsers with the help of Selenium code. So whatever the program you have written, the Selenium RC will convert the complete code into Selenium code. Selenium code is nothing but set of JavaScript commands that will be executed onto the browser. Got it? No matter whatever code you have written, that is in Java, Ruby, Python, PHP, CH, whatever it is, whatever the code you have written, the code will be sent to the remote control server. The whole code will be converted in the form of say, JavaScript commands that will be executed onto the browser. So the set of JavaScript commands will be present on the Selenium code. Got it?
Okay, so in Selenium remote control, no need to write any commands or line of code to
No,
call
no,
that.
no,
Okay.
no. The code will be automated. The moment you hit on run button, the code will be
Mhm.
sent to the Selenium remote control server.
Okay.
So you
So
must be one.
remote control just act as a middleware kind of thing.
Yes, yes, I mentioned that. Just acts as a mediator between the code and the browser. Is it clear?
Clear, sir.
Okay. Now, why only JS commands are executed onto the browser? You must be having another thought, right? Because whenever you're working onto the browsers, it can understand the JavaScript commands way better. The whole purpose of JavaScript is to interact with the web browsers, right? Yes or no? The whole concept of JavaScript is to interact with the web browsers in an efficient manner. Yeah, clear? Is this clear, guys? Any doubts?
No doubts here.
So there is a problem. By you injecting Selenium core onto the browser, there is a problem. More amount of JavaScript JS commands that are executed onto the browser, more overhead will be created onto the browser. More the overhead, the lesser the speed of the application. That means if you want to execute a huge script onto the browser, so there are too many JavaScript commands that will be executed onto the browser. If you execute too many commands onto the JavaScript in the browser, too many JavaScript commands onto the browser, the speed of the application reduces gradually. If the speed of the application reduces gradually, it is very difficult for the script to test it, and we cannot get a proper results. Clear? That is the disadvantage of working with Selenium RC. Is it clear?
Yes.
So
Yes.
that is the thing. So that is the thing. That is the main problem with this. And coming to this, the Selenium RC architecture is pretty complex because if you want to if you want to perform an activity with a browser, some middleman is authorizing this activity, which is always creating a problem. You all know, right? When a third party is involved in a project, it is always bound to create a problem. When you have a direct communication with the client, you will also get to know the requirements. You will also understand his mentality or mindset pretty clearly. Yes or no? Yes or no, guys?
Yeah, correct.
Selenium RC does not perform API testing and headless testing. Can anyone say what is headless testing?
Without URL, right?
Headless testing means what? So what we do generally, we open the browser, we launch the application, and we see how the application is working or something like that. Headless testing means what? The testing happens in the background. Okay, the browser will not be open, nothing will be happening, but the testing happens in the background. That is called as headless testing. Clear?
Yeah.
So this is the thing about Selenium RC. This is the architecture about Selenium RC. Clear?
Yes.
Now, now this is the latest tool that is in the market called as Selenium WebDriver. So why is this Selenium WebDriver came into picture? Selenium RC is complex. We cannot perform API and headless testing. More amount of JS commands that are executed on the browser, more overhead will be created onto the browser. Yeah? Yes or no?
Yes.
So these many problems are there while working with Selenium RC. So what happened? That is where the Selenium WebDriver came into picture. Okay? Because of the above issues, the Selenium WebDriver tool is invented in the year 2000. Invented in the year 2010. Clear? Here, if you see the diagram, supports multiple programming languages like Java, Python, etc. Clear? So multiple, what is this Java, C hash, Python? So we can do scripting in Java, C hash, Python, and something like that. So whatever the scripting you have done will be sent to the JSON wire protocol. What does this JSON wire protocol do? So it converts the complete code in the form of HTTP requests and responses. Clear? What does this JSON wire protocol do? Converts the complete code in the form of HTTP request and response. Is this clear, guys?
Yes, Rahul. Yeah.
So once it converts into HTTP request and response, so for every browser you have a driver object. Like when you're working on a Chrome browser, you have a Chrome driver object. If you're working on a Firefox browser, you have a Firefox object. Clear? Is this clear? Any doubts?
Yes.
So what will happen? The HTTP request and request will be sent to the browser driver, which will be sent to the browser. Like in this case, suppose if you want to send the request to the Chrome browser, so a Chrome driver is required to send the request to the Chrome browser, and Chrome browser will be returning a response. So there's a interaction happening between the driver and the browser. Got it? You're sending the request, it is capturing the response, and the response is sent back to the program. Got it? Clear?
Yes.
Is this clear?
Yes, Rahul. Yeah.
So, what is the advantage of converting the code into HTTP requests and response? So, the moment you convert the code into the form of HTTP requests and response, your code becomes more lightweight. Advantage of converting the code into HTTP requests and response is that the code will work faster and it will be more lighter. Clear? I guess most of the people who are from performance background, they understand the value of request and response. Yeah,
Yes.
it's a very fast and quick interaction between the two different pages or browsers.
Yes. Yes. While using the Jmeter, we will record the actions on the browser that will be recorded in Jmeter request for
Yeah,
HTTP request format.
yeah.
Yes.
Nice. So that is the thing. Clear? The code will be converted into JSON wire protocol. From JSON wire protocol, it will be sent to drivers and real browsers. So when it comes to Selenium 4, this JSON wire protocol will not be there. Instead, the code will be sent directly to the browser driver object. So it will only convert the code into the form of HTTP request and response, and it will be sending to the browser. Clear? Is this clear, guys? Any doubts?
Yes.
So this is about the different tools of Selenium that we have. Clear? The only problem with Selenium WebDriver is that if a new browser comes into the market, you need to have a separate driver object to interact with the browser. Got it?
Why actually this browser driver is used here to identify which browser we need to use?
No, like similar as I've told you initially, in order to work with Chrome browser, you need to have a Chrome driver object. If you want to work with a Firefox, you want to have a Firefox driver object. Similarly, if Harpreet browser is launched tomorrow, I cannot directly work with Harpreet browser, right? I have to have a Harpreet driver object so that I can work with Harpreet browser. Clear?
Okay.
So these are the three different tools, that is Selenium IDE, Selenium RC, Selenium WebDriver. These are the three different tools that are present in the Selenium family and how it has evolved. Today we have seen how the Selenium tool has evolved from a simple record and playback tool to a flexibility that we can program the stuff in our own way. So there is another tool in Selenium family that is called as Selenium Grid. What does the Selenium Grid do? Performs the test executions in a distributed environment. It's just like now I have 10 test cases, yeah, and I have four virtual machines. Like Harpreet has one system, Bhushan has one system, or Prasad has one system, and Ranjan has one system. So what happened? I have 10 test cases, and I don't want to execute all the 10 test cases in my system. So what I'll do, I'll give two cases to Bhushan, three cases to Harpreet, or three cases to Prasad, and two cases to Ranjan. So I'll distribute the test cases in your systems, and I want them to be executed in your system by default. So that is what is called as performing the executions in a distributed manner. Got it? Got it, everyone? Is this clear, guys? Any doubts?
Yes. So Rahul, one doubt here, as you said that execution in the distributed environment, right?
Mm.
So the distributed environment means the different browser you mean to say, or means
Distributed
or different
environments means
environment?
we want to perform the executions in multiple machines at the same time.
Okay, only machines. Okay, you're talking about machines. Okay, okay,
Yeah, I can't say machine A, B, C, right? In order to make the class
okay,
interactive, so that's why I
okay,
said Bhushan's laptop, Preet's laptop, or Prasad
okay,
laptop, or Ranjan laptop.
okay, okay. Fine.
Mm. Clear?
Yeah, yeah, done.
So this is what is all about the different, how the tool has been originated or stuff. Clear?
Yes.
So this is just to make you understand how the Selenium tool has evolved and why are we using Selenium WebDriver. So that was the reason That was the agenda of today's class. Yeah. So tomorrow onwards, we'll be doing the programming part we'll be starting with the programming part, like how do we install the tools like JDK, IntelliJ, Eclipse, and how do we kickstart our programming? Yeah. Is it
Okay.
clear?
Yeah.
So
Okay.
catch let's catch up tomorrow at the same time. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, thanks.
If you have any doubts, you can stay back.